Yeah, I think it was a good break for us. Opportunity to kind of continue to train, work on some things of ourselves, get some rest and recovery into some guys, and then finally welcome back our international players midweek. So a couple good days of training in preparation for Miami. Miami, a really good team, and I would say a team that's also in really good form. We know it's at stake on Saturday night, and looking forward to having a good performance.
Thanks, Coach. Go ahead, bud.
Yeah, BJ, just kind of looking at tomorrow, but also just the playoffs in general. What are some things that you're looking to see on the field tomorrow that will kind of maybe make you feel better heading into the playoffs, or give you kind of a better sense of where this team is at?
Yeah, I think we want to be consistent in all the phases, and we want to be executing well in all the phases. So I think for us, that's when we're at our best. We know that it's going to take a good performance to get a win at home. But yeah, I think for us, it's just kind of making sure that we can build on being who we are, and being, I would say, really detailed in all of the phases.
And then I wanted to ask about Taylor. Obviously, you're retiring this week. Or at the end of the season, but announcing it this week. You've talked a lot about just kind of wanting to establish a culture in this team. How important has he been to that? And I guess just any other thoughts on the announcement?
Yeah, I mean, I've known Taylor since 16 years old, so it dates me, I guess. But I think he embodies what this club's about, NSC sort of DNA. He's been, and not only does he embody it, he's probably one of the guys who built it. And I think that's great credit to him. He's had a tremendous career, and I think it's also important to highlight here with Taylor is he's done a tremendous amount of work in the community. He's great for Nashville, and I think a lot of people have given him a lot of credit for that. He was also a really damn good player, and he's still a good player. And I think that's also something that we need to highlight and spotlight for Taylor, is that you don't just get to stay at a club for 8 years and be part of something that builds and take you along. Like, if you're just good in the community. He's excellent in the community. He is a Nashville guy. But at the same time, he was a really good player. Of course, there's always a level of sadness to see him move on to the chapter of his life, but I think we wish him the best moving into the next sort of chapter that he's going to go tackle, probably with the same intensity and competitiveness and drive that he did to make him a professional soccer player for so many years.
What's the key to stopping Messi or maybe containing him?
Yeah, I mean, it's a group effort, right? But at the same time, we're not going to just put all of our focus on Messi. There's other really good players that play, and obviously we know about Alba and DePaul and Busquets and Suarez, but they also, like, the young players that they bring in do a great job as well. Allende and Rodriguez and these guys. So it's a really good team, and that's something that we've been stressing, is that yes, of course, there's players on Miami that get a lot of notoriety, but it is still a very good team, and to stop Miami, we need to be a very good team and have a good performance that day.
How important is it to go out on a win to close the season out?
Yeah, I mean, for us, I think it's just we know what's at stake, and we know that we have a really good opponent in front of us, and of course, anytime we play, we want to win the game. Being at home in front of our fans, throughout the season, we've had really good performances here, and the expectation is the same.
BJ, anytime you play Miami or Messi, it's an occasion all of a sudden, right? So what are you doing to kind of maybe control that and make sure that everybody's kind of aware of the game rather than the occasion?
For us, it's continuing to just prepare and stick to the way that we go about things for every other game. We highlight the strengths of the opponent. We highlight areas that we think there's opportunities for us to exploit. We prepare for it. We train it. And, at the end of the day, yeah, of course, there's, a lot of outside noise, but these guys are experienced in our locker room. And, I think all year we've shown that we've been able to remain focused and play in big games. And we'll rely on that experience for, Saturday night.
And then Sam Surridge is right almost there in the Golden Boot race. So is that an aspect you've talked about coming into this game? Is there, are you just going to try to get him as many goals as possible to win that?
I think I won't speak for Sam. I'll speak for the whole group. I think as long as we can score more goals than Miami, we're not going to care who scores them. And if he scores them, great. But if Nashville has the more goals in the game that day, I think we're all going to be happy. We're all going to be celebrating.
BJ, when you go through this season and having all these guys into conversations like best defender, best scorer, Nashville is everywhere in the conversation for sure this season. What's the feeling for you and inside the group?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a compliment to the group. The hard work that they started back in preseason, building what they've decided that they wanted to build this season, and the group is confident, right? Like the group is connected. They're cohesive and they're confident, and that comes from sort of again doing what we said we wanted to do, and being able to control. I would say being able to control things that we can control, which is a nice feeling. We're not looking for help or anything. We can control what we need.
Getting into that a little bit, I mean, of course, Nashville has to win tomorrow, yes, to control what you can control, like you're saying, and then wait for other results somewhere else. What's the feeling inside you guys when you think, well, maybe we can still play one more game here in Nashville, or two more games here in Nashville for the playoffs? I mean,
That's the goal. That's the objective, right? Is to play as many games at Geodis Park as possible. We know our form here. We know how we play here. We know the support that we get here. We don't take that. We're grateful for that. We don't take that for granted. We've talked about this, is that we are in a partnership with our fans, like connected together at the city of Nashville, and we want to play as many games at home as we can.
Is the fact that you are playing a team as talented as NSHvMIA kind of help with the fact that you're not going to look ahead past this final task that you have to, I guess, get over before the playoffs start?
Yeah, I mean, sure. I mean, for me, it's like this group is experienced. We don't look past anybody. We have a ton of respect for every opponent that we play. We basically go through the same process to prepare every single week for every single opponent, and that doesn't change for for anybody that we play. But we certainly have a healthy respect for Miami, and also we know what's at stake. Moving towards the postseason.
On top of like the on the pitch stuff, is there something like a mental preparation too that comes with having to contain a guy like Messi?
I mean, I think what you do and what we've spoken about is just being able to continually respond, right? You don't know what's going to happen. We have our game plans. We have how we want to execute. When it's going well, continue to respond in that way. And if some things happen that we don't anticipate, we're prepared to have those responses. And we'll fall back on the experiences that we've had. We've already played Miami. We've played in big games. We've played other really good teams, other really good players, and we'll use those past experiences to help us, on Saturday night.
Anything else, guys?
Yeah, but just looking at Miami, I just wanted to ask about Yannick Bright, especially. I feel like he kind of goes under the radar, but he kind of gives everybody else a foundation, especially in midfield. How do you kind of view that midfield and kind of the balance that they're trying to hit there?
Yeah, I mean, I think you see a really well balanced midfield between DePaul, Bright, and Busquets, right? You have a guy who probably in Busquets who likes to sit a little bit deeper, still does a lot of the defensive work, obviously controls and dictates their first phase of build-up, and then you have a player like Yannick and Rodrigo DePaul that can, cover as much ground as that's needed, and I think it allows the forward players above them to be creative and to be interchangeable and those type of things, and then behind them you have a really solid, sort of, I would say, backline center backs, fullbacks that I think Jordi Alba's clearly, having a great year with his ability to attack, and then on the right back they've had a couple different guys there, but you can see a very well-built team that has very clear, the coaches put them in very clear roles and responsibilities, and I think when you have that, you have really good. You can have really good performances like they've been able to put in.
Obviously, we don't want you to tell us here like any other day what your plans are for tomorrow. But when you look at a guy like Jordi Alba, who's having that great season, so many assists, he's probably just as dangerous as Messi. you let him do whatever he wants to do. But is that something that you actually have to kind of sit on with the team and say, whoever plays there, maybe Andy, maybe Bauer, whoever, has to probably stay a little behind because of the danger he pretends?
Yeah, I think anytime you prepare for an opponent, you're trying to neutralize their strengths and exploit their weaknesses. Certainly, Jordi Alba is a strength for them. And so it's our job as a collective group. It doesn't come down to one individual to stop any other one individual. It comes down to a complete collective effort. And of course, we're aware of how good of players that Jordi Alba is in addition. But we do believe that we've got a good a good group here, a group that is, like we talked about, trying to out-team teams. And we believe that, maybe 11 players like ourselves collectively playing together can, be more than 11 players. And for us, that's where, that's what we're committed to do, is work both sides of the ball as a complete team.
Okay, thanks, Coach. Thank you, guys. We're back with time.
Thanks.
Yeah, I'm just feeling really grateful. I remember coming back into the team just to do a warm-up was a big deal a few months ago. So I don't take a single warm-up for granted or a single minute of playing time. So yeah, just feeling really blessed and grateful to be back and being able to help the team. So I'm extremely happy.
Go ahead, we'll start with Julian. We'll work our way down.
How important is this just to end the regular season on a strong note?
Yeah, I think it's very important. We approach every game the same though, so we're not doing anything out of the ordinary or extra. We're just trying to do what we've been doing, do it as best as we can or better. But we're approaching this game like every other game we've done so far.
What's the key to containing? Is it possible to contain someone like Lionel Messi? And if so, what's the key to that?
I think, like I said, we just do the same thing we do every week. We watch video, we study the other team, study the other opponents individually as well as collectively, and we just prepare in that way. So it's a team game. He's an amazing player, obviously, but yeah, we just approach it like every other game, and we do our work, and on game day it takes care of itself. So as long as you're putting in that hard work, you can go in there and just enjoy.
Tyler, with or without Messi, these teams just don't give each other a break. History tells us that. Is that what are you expecting for tomorrow?
Yeah, it's a huge game. We've had big games this season though, so we can lean on those experiences. And for example, the game in Austin, that was a huge game. So I think we can have confidence knowing that we've played big games this season, and we know how to prepare for them. So we've prepared well this week and the previous week as well. So I think we're ready for it.
Possibility of a victory, you see that, and the team sees that it's like any other victory, or just it's a better victory just because it's Miami?
I think as well as the standings. So it's very important for us to get the 3 points, and that's what we've got our eyes on. So we want to win.
We're going to talk to you right after you came back. You said you were hitting metrics that you didn't hit even before the injury. We all know match sharpness is a little different than practice, I guess, or training. So now that you've gotten a few minutes under your feet, how are you feeling on the pitch during those games? How is everything working out for you?
Yeah, I think match fitness is completely different than training. So you need matches, and the more I've played, the better I feel. I feel amazing in training as well, and I'm just getting better and better and more fit, and I'm getting comfortable with the new players because I haven't played with a lot of these guys. So I feel amazing. I feel very happy in this system, in this team, in this club. It's a family environment, so I'm extremely happy to be back and happy to get more minutes too.
And then you mentioned it there on the standings, and being higher up in the standings is important to you. How important is it to play at Geodis Park in front of fans? Obviously, you've done it a few times.
It's extremely important. Our fans are amazing, and they make the biggest difference. Our stadium is this year has been electric, and that helps us. So I think it's very important. We want as many home games as possible. So yeah, we love our fans and our stadium.
Sure. Just looking at kind of last year, obviously, it feels like you're coming back into just a very different place than it was when you left. Obviously, with coaching change last year and missing the playoffs. Now, winning the Open Cup right after you came back and heading into the playoffs. Just what's that been like, and kind of the contrasting, I'm assuming, emotions?
Yeah, it is a very different season, different system, a lot of different players. The environment's always been great here. It's an amazing club. Like I said before, it's a family here. But I'm glad that we've had a successful season so far, and we're not taking our foot off the pedal yet. We won another trophy, so we're hungry for more. I think once you get that taste of the first trophy, the immediate thought is, man, this feels good. We want more. So, we set out at the beginning of the season with trophies that we wanted to win, and there's another one still on the line with the playoffs. So it's amazing to be back into that playoff mix, and that's what you work hard for all year, and that's when it counts as well, is seeing who can raise that cup.
Do you feel like the Open Cup, lifting that, has kind of just furthered the drive to win MLS Cup?
Yeah, for sure. I think being the first to win it and first silverware for the club is huge. So we tick that off the list, but like I said, we're just as hungry, if not more hungry, for the next one. So it gives us confidence. Like I said, we've played in big games like that, and that gives you experience to be able to do it again and give you the confidence to say, we've already won a final. So if we get to that point again, we have that to lean on.
Julian?
Did you gain maybe a different perspective or see the game in a whole new way after being out with the injury?
Oh yeah, for sure. It was my first real injury of my career. So, like I said, I don't take a single session for granted. I don't take a single practice minute of the game for granted. I was always grateful to be able to do this as a profession, but it took it to another level as far as our careers are finite. So you've got to enjoy every moment, and you got to enjoy your health, being able to walk, being able to run. So, I think gratitude's one of the biggest things that I've gotten out of this, and just realizing how many people love you around this club and support you. So, again, gratitude for everyone that's helped me along the way and continues to help me.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask about Taylor Washington and his retirement announcement. Obviously, he's been around Nashville since professional soccer has been here. Just what has it been like, kind of being in the locker room with him, but also just seeing kind of what he means to the city off the field? Yeah,
he's done an amazing job. I think he's won that. What's the trophy called that he won at the awards night? It's Humanitarian of the Year. I think he's won 5 years in a row, and he deserves that. He's incredible. He's invited me to spend time in cancer centers and stuff like that, and that gives you another perspective as well. And he's an amazing human being. He's done a lot for the club, a lot for the community. He's just an amazing guy, and I'm grateful that I got to share the locker room with him, share Bible studies with him, and I wish him all the best, and he's a brother to me.
Anything else, guys? All right, thank you, Tyler.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate it. We'll see everyone tomorrow.